we've got some interesting stuff to dig into today right now.
Definitely.
You sent over some sources about arranged marriages. And to be honest,
Yeah.
I don't know a little lot about them, so I'm
Right.
pretty excited to see what we can find out. Like, how different are they from,
Well,
love marriages?
I think a lot of people
Which
have
they
this
first
idea.
in their heads
Mm-hmm.
that arranged marriages are a thing of the past,
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like old-fashioned.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe even a little bit
Forced. Yeah.
coercive.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Like I'm looking at this animation you sent, the one with the heart, and it's got like choice and chemistry all crossed out. Like nobody's got any say in the matter.
Exactly. And that's where
Just like, bam, you're married.
I think that's where some of these misconceptions come from.
Right.
But from what I'm seeing in these sources,
Yeah.
that idea is really outdated,
Really?
especially today.
Yeah. It seems like consent is actually a really big deal.
Okay.
It's way more collaborative now.
Interesting.
It's more like families are acting as these matchmakers, helping to kind of narrow down
So
the
it's not so much like
pool of possible partners.
they're going to marry this person.
Yeah, exactly.
It's more like, hey, what do you think about
This person.
Right. It's more like a suggestion.
Like a really involved dating service or something.
That's a great way to put it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
this whole idea of a filtered dating pool, which is what one of the sources called it,
Yeah.
it actually kind of takes away a lot of the
Oh, that's interesting.
stress that comes with modern dating.
Okay.
I mean, think about all the swiping
Oh, the swiping
on
feels
the
good.
apps and the ghosting
Mm-mm.
and always having to show
Yeah.
the perfect version of yourself.
Yeah. You got to look good, sound good.
All that kind of goes out the window when your
Mhm.
family is in on it. Huh.
Sure.
So instead of swiping through tons of profiles,
Exactly.
you're kind of getting a pre-screened group of
Yep.
people
God,
that your family already kind of thinks you might connect with.
they've already done a lot of the legwork for you.
That's a whole different way to think about it.
Exactly. And it's not even just about personalities. You
Yeah,
know, they're
yeah.
looking at shared values, cultural backgrounds. Remember that video clip?
Yeah, with the young woman and her
Yeah,
parents
yeah.
talking about potential matches.
And they were talking about
It was so interesting how much they cared about
everything from career goals to
compatibility.
family traditions.
It's like they wanted to start the relationship off.
They were building that
of the
foundation from the very beginning,
Yeah.
which I think is really interesting.
Yeah. And then the other thing that really surprised me
Yeah.
was that
What's that?
a lot of these couples, they actually go on dates. Yes. Before
Absolutely dates sometimes.
like to see if there's chemistry.
They're taking the time
Okay.
to get to know each other.
I always thought it was just
Boom, you're
have
right.
those tough conversations and see if they truly click.
It really changes how you think about
I think it really challenges our assumption
arranged marriage.
about what arranged marriage is.
It's not just about duty and obligation anymore.
Right. It's less about just blindly following tradition
Like they're trying to find a system.
and more about finding a system
yeah.
that works for people today.
Yeah, it works, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but I gotta ask, what about the downsides?
Sure.
Even with all this change,
Yeah.
couldn't there still be, I don't know, pressure to
Yeah.
do what your family wants?
Of course. I mean, that's a completely valid concern.
Right. I think even with the best of intentions,
Yeah.
there's always a chance
Mhm.
that families could influence decisions.
Right.
And,
Yeah.
while having things in common is usually a good thing,
Mm-hmm.
there's also the possibility that cultural expectations
Okay.
might end up limiting someone's choices.
Make your choices. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there's always that risk of incompatibility.
Right. Because you never really know
You just never know.
if two people are going to click.
Exactly,
Yeah.
no matter how good they look on paper.
And that's true for any relationship.
Absolutely.
not just
arranged.
Arranged marriages.
Yeah, it's just the nature of relationships.
So it sounds like there's not really one perfect way to do this,
I don't think so, no.
whether it's love marriage
Right.
or arranged marriage.
I think the big takeaway here
Yeah.
is that there's no one right way
Okay.
to find a life partner.
So it's all about finding what works for you.
Exactly. It's
Yeah.
about figuring out what's important to you and what you're looking for and finding a system that matches up.
Makes sense.
Sure.
This whole deep dive has really got me thinking.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe it's not about choosing one way or the other.
Huh.
Maybe it's about
Or kind of.
taking the best of both worlds,
Yeah, like what do you mean?
like having the freedom to choose
Mm-hmm.
that we value in love marriages,
Yeah.
but also having that support system
Right, that family
from
people
family and
that
community
you see in arranged marriages.
that's often a part of arranged marriage,
Yeah, combining those two.
and figuring out something that really works for you.
That's a really interesting thought. I
Yeah.
like that.
So yeah, something to think about.
Definitely something to ponder.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
Absolutely, it's been fun.
It's been really enlightening.
Yeah, I've learned a lot too.
Yeah, me too.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.